Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Connected Document Management for Bidding to Construction. This webinar is brought to you by Applied Software Graitec Group. My name is Missy Scott, and I am pleased to be your moderator. As a reminder, you can find a schedule of upcoming events, webinars, and training on our calendar at asti.com/calendar. I'm very pleased to introduce our speaker today. Mark Petrucci is a highly qualified civil engineer with 33 years of experience in the construction industry, specializing in BIM and VDC. And he is also actually the senior implementation consultant at Graitec and has tons of experience. And we are super excited to have you here with us today, Mark.
Thank you. Happy to join, Misty.
Fantastic. All right. So I will go ahead and turn it on over to you.
All right. Thank you. Let me know if you see my screen, Misty.
We got you.
All right. Great. All right. So let me minimize this. So thanks, everyone. So as you can see, we're going to go through connected document management from bidding to construction. So, why are we here? Well, I don't know about you, but I get tired of uploading and maintaining countless project documents in multiple places. However, staying on top of our documents has gotten easier. So today I'm going to show you how to streamline the bidding process with Building Connected Pro and Autodesk Docs and the integration between those two products. And we're going to look at creating a single source of truth to manage your important documents across the project lifecycle. So join me as I show you how the integration provides the following capabilities. So any changes to files that are made in Building Connected Pro are reflected also in Autodesk Docs and vice versa. And we'll briefly look at the bid management capabilities of Building Connected Pro. And then we'll also look at the core capabilities in Autodesk Docs to streamline document management. And then we'll look at how the integration helps you and your teams manage files across the project lifecycle. So here's what I've got on the agenda for today. We'll do an overview of Building Connected Pro as well as Autodesk Docs. We'll cover some terminology. I'll actually do the terminology first. Then we'll look at the navigating of Building Connected Pro, and I'll do a live demo as we jump into Building Connected Pro. We'll do a live demo as I navigate and utilize Autodesk Docs, and then finally, if there's any Q&A, I'm happy to answer your questions. So first, terminology, and you'll see when I get towards the end why I wanted to bring this up. So first of all, BC Pro is Building Connected Pro, and I'll show you how with BC Pro you'll be able to access the largest network of contractors in North America, manage proposals, and award the best bids. TT is Trade Tap. Trade Tap is used to qualify subs through automated analysis and with recommendations so you can mitigate risk sooner. BB Pro or Bid Board Pro, this is what helps manage all of your bid invites with an online bid board so you can win the right jobs. And hopefully many of you are already utilizing Docs, which is Autodesk Docs, not BIM 360 Docs, but Autodesk Docs. And that is the cloud-based document management platform that centralizes project information and also facilitates collaboration across AEC teams. Now, there's one more term on here, which I'm going to pop up here, which is ABC Pro, which sounds a lot like BC Pro. ABC Pro is Autodesk BIM Collaborate Pro, and that's the cloud-based collaboration tool that enables design teams to co-author, review, and coordinate building information models. So we're not going to review ABC Pro today, but I mention that because occasionally I will get emails from customers who say that they've got a question on BC Pro, and then when the conversation gets started, I realize very quickly that they're referring to Autodesk BIM Collaborate Pro, which is a completely different product. Or I recognize the email, whether coming from a design firm or a contractor, I kind of have an idea what they're referring to. So just wanted to clear up some of that terminology. So let's go through an introduction of Building Connected Pro. So with Building Connected Pro, general contractors and owners, they can find and choose the right contractor for your project in real time by leveraging Building Connected's network. And we can use it for bid and cost comparison, as well as review qualifications. So in short, it's a cloud-based bid management platform for general contractors and subcontractors. Now, there are many positive features of Building Connected Pro, all right, but I'm going to focus on 3 of them, and I'm going to kind of summarize or group a couple of these together. But we'll look at bid management. We'll talk about a centralized platform using using Building Connected Pro as a centralized platform for sending and receiving bids. Next, we'll talk about network access, and we'll see how BC Pro connects general contractors and subcontractors. And then we'll review risk management, and we'll look at tools for assessing subcontractor qualifications to help manage risks. All right, so I'm going to focus on these 4. So simplified or streamlined bid management. This makes the entire process of sending, receiving, and handling bids easier, which can only boost efficiency and reduce mistakes. As far as access to a large professional network, BC Pro connects you with a live crowdsourced network of over 1.5 million construction professionals. And I'll show you that as we start searching for specific professionals for a particular job. And this is what is going to make it easier to find the right contractor for your project. As far as better risk management, Building Connected Pro works with TradeTap, and TradeTap's used to evaluate and manage the qualifications and risks of subcontractors, and it ensures that only best contractors are selected for the job. And as far as advanced analytics, we collect a lot of data, and with BC Pro, it provides historical bidding costs, tracks vendors, and offers company-wide data analytics. And it helps you make more informed decisions and plan strategically for all your pre-construction activities. So I really like this slide. I love the graphics that come with this. So let's first start with the largest network of construction professionals. There's over 1.5 million construction professionals. The product is used by over 3,000 general contractors and owners, and there are well over 300,000 subcontractor companies in the network. With all those professionals across the U.S., nothing makes it easier to find the right partner for your project. With all that information, we need a good way to filter and search and sort through all of the contractors. And this will help us efficiently search and track the variety of partners, and this will ensure that we'll find the best fit. For example, let's say that you're looking for a specific contractor for a project that's in a big city or a small town. You can also find and track contractors from diverse backgrounds, including local businesses, small businesses, union, non-union, women-owned businesses. Lots of different filters to help us narrow down on specific contractors that we want. And the platform also lets you create a list of preferred contractors, making future collaboration smoother. So by integrating with TradeTap, you can sync qualification data and ensure only the most qualified professionals are chosen for important roles, and which helps us understand the risks associated with each contractor. As far as centralized bid management, again, it streamlines the entire bidding process by allowing users to send unlimited invitations to bid. It also manages from a single platform. So no need to individually email or mass email bid invites to contractors. It also provides the flexibility to create custom bid forms tailored to specific project needs, and it ensures that secure handling of sensitive information by managing sealed bids and NDAs electronically. And additionally, the system keeps bid process organized and on schedule by syncing with your bid calendar. So it makes it easier to track deadlines and manage bids effectively. One of my favorite tools is the side-by-side leveling. So Autodesk Building Connected Pro's side-by-side bid leveling workflow is what allows you to efficiently manage and compare bids from different contractors. So this feature lets you directly compare the bids, identifying the discrepancies and ensuring that all the costs are accounted for by plugging in any missing cost during the bid leveling process. And I'll show that to you live. Before awarding a bid, you can also review the qualifications of each contractor. You can ensure that the selected bid not only fits your budget, but also meets the necessary standards and qualifications for the project. And finally, this comprehensive approach, it helps in making informed decisions, minimizing risks, and optimizing project outcomes. As far as analytics, as I said, we collect a lot of data. And with the advanced bid analytics, it provides a powerful tool set for making informed decisions throughout the bidding process. By leveraging historical bidding costs and analytics, users gain insights into past projects, helping to forecast and set more accurate budgets for future bids. You can track which contractors are constantly bidding to your firm. The platform also enables vendor relationships tracking, allowing companies to monitor the performance and reliability of their partner over time. Additionally, company-wide analytics offers a comprehensive view of bidding activities across the entire organization, and it facilitates in strategic planning and enhances overall bid management efficiency. So let's do a quick overview of the interface, and then we'll jump into it live, and we'll jump into some of the workflows that I just reviewed with you. First, as far as logging into Building Connected Pro. If you also are using the Autodesk Construction Cloud, you'll notice in the upper right-hand corner after logging in, access to Building Connected Pro. Once you access that, you're immediately brought into Building Connected Pro. You will be prompted to log in and provide your username and password. But once you're logged in, then you'll see a list of your projects. Now, under the Active Projects tab, you will see projects. You can filter the projects based on your projects you've been assigned to, versus projects for your office and projects for your entire company. You can also view closed projects, as well as review templates for the bidder list and bid forms. If we take a look at the bid packages tab is where you can create, manage, and send bid packages to contractors and subcontractors. It helps you keep all the bid-related documents organized, and it makes it easy to send out invitations. And I'll show you that shortly. And we'll track responses and compare bids. And this ensures that the bidding process is smooth and transparent. Messages. The Messages tab, this is the central place for communication where project teams can send messages, share updates, and collaborate in real time. So it allows for contractors to message you directly. This feature keeps all the communication organized. It's easy to access, and it connects the relevant project, making it easier to keep everyone on the same page and manage projects smoothly. Files. Some of you may recognize the Files section here. It looks a lot like Autodesk Docs. But the Files tab is where all project-related documents and files are stored. Team members can upload and organize and access important documents here. They can ensure everyone has the latest information. This helps with collaboration, and it keeps the project on track. So, for example, RFP documents can be uploaded here and then shared with contractors directly from this tab. So there's no need to use file sharing services like Dropbox, Box, OneDrive, and so on. Information. The Information tab contains project details, including the project's name, the location, the timeline, and other essential information. This tab acts as a reference point for all team members, providing an overview of the project at a glance. Next, we'll take a look at forms. The bid forms let you create, customize, and manage bid forms that fit specific project needs. So it makes it easier to collect consistent and detailed information from bidders and ensures all the necessary data is gathered for a thorough evaluation and comparison of the bids. So here you can outline things like labor rates and general acknowledgments for the contractor. The Team tab is where you can manage everyone who's working on the project. This is where you can add or remove team members, assign specific roles, and set permissions so that everyone has the right level of access and responsibilities. It's the main place to coordinate with the team, making sure everyone can work together smoothly and communicate effectively. So let's jump into a live demo. Right now, I'll switch screens. And let's try this right here. Here we go. All right. Currently what you're looking at is just, I'm working in Chrome, and I'm just simply going to go to acc.autodesk.com. I will log in with my username and my password. I have access to all of my ACC projects while here, but you'll notice in the upper right hand corner I do have Building Connected. If I select on Building Connected, if I'm already logged in, it should pop me right into here. If not, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. You'll see your Building Connected login screen. You're going to use the same email address and password for Building Connected. Now, in this example, you'll notice I don't have any active projects. And the reason for that is I'm actually on the Building Connected network. I could create projects and start inviting bidders, but if I do that, that will actually send out those bid invites to the industry. So I don't want to do that here. But I do have access to a sandbox, so everything I do in here will stay local to me and will not be sent out to all the different contractors. So I'm going to go ahead and log into a different location. Same information with my email address as well as my password. So the first place that I come to is my project list. And here I've got my active projects and my closed projects. In my project list, you can see these are the projects where I am the lead on these projects. If I switch over to my office, I can see all the other projects created by different project leads. My company is also the same list, but for the most part, I'll stay here under my projects. Next, I'll access an existing project. And in this project, I've got my bid packages. Here's my messages. Here are my files. Here's the information that I referred to earlier. My bid forms, team members, and reports, which I haven't talked about yet, but I will here shortly. So let's jump back over to bid packages. With bid packages, if I select on a particular bid package, I can actually review existing bidders. But let's just say that I wanted to invite some bidders. So I'll go over here and I'll hit the blue invite bidders button. And right now, it has found 94 companies that best match my filter. So what are my filters? Well, first is the address. So here are companies that are willing to travel to this job site. Here are the companies that match the work that's being performed. If I had any tags or qualification status, that could be selected. I could also say, let's just look at union workers or non-union. Maybe I just want to look at contractors that are only located here in the U.S. I could also select specific contractors by enterprise type. So maybe I'm looking for minority business enterprises. So you can see there's currently 94 companies that match. I'll select minority business enterprises. And this is currently going out and it's looking to update my list based on the enterprise type. And now I'm down to 16 companies that I could work with. I could also choose by certification type. Long list of certification types here. And I could also choose by certifying agency. So maybe I want to work with companies that are related to the United States Small Business Administration. So these filters will update automatically. I'm going to go ahead and clear this one filter because I wanted to show you that here I am in San Francisco, California, or my project is in San Francisco, California, and I can see a list of contractors, some from Hayward, California, San Francisco, another San Francisco, Berkeley, Hayward. If I decide to come up here and just put in a completely different address, and I'll start typing in Omaha, Nebraska, and immediately when I do that, you're going to see it's going to start search for, oops, let me hit enter here. It's now going to start searching for contractors in Omaha. Again, we're going through millions of contacts, and here we can see different contacts for Omaha. As far as who do I want to invite, I'd simply come over here and I could hit the invite button, and then that person will receive an invite to submit a bid or proposal for doing concrete on this particular project. Now, I'm not going to invite anybody else. If I come here and I look at my existing list, I could see that I've got 4 people who did submit a proposal. If I scroll down, you can see that there's some people I've sent out an invite, but they've not responded. They're undecided. And I've also got a few contractors that decided they're not going to be bidding. If I select on Casey Fogley Concrete, I can come over here and here's the proposal. Here's the bid. I could review any sort of qualifications that might be associated with Casey Fogle. All this information would get pulled out of TradeTap. I could review any certificates, any notes or history related to working with Casey Fogley contractors. And then finally, a list of everybody that I invited or sent the invite to for bid to this particular project. So really quick, really easy, I have a list of the bidders. I didn't have to get out of the system and send my own email. By simply inviting them here, emails were sent out and allowed the contractors to be able to submit their proposals, which then appear inside of my project. A nice feature that I have available now is I've got 4 bids in here. And if I come up here to my bid leveling, I can now start doing a comparison between those companies. Scroll up a little bit here. So we can see the overall bid pricing here. Let's see if I can make this a little bit smaller here for us. So I'm able to look at all the bids right now. Notice I'm able to review, why there may be some differences between these bids. This company bid 1,000 square feet for slab on grade, while this one did 1,100. This company is doing $225 per square foot, while this company is doing $231, and this company is doing $235. And largest company right over here at the end is doing $247. So very easy for me to compare. At the same time, I have the ability, I can come up here and I could view the proposal that they submitted. I could print it out. Maybe I want to create a revision. Or maybe I want to mark this one as awarded, soft awarded, or maybe not awarded. So a lot of capabilities right here at my fingertips. No need for me to jump back and forth from email to Excel. I'm doing everything here in one program. All right. Let's jump back over into our proposal and let's just finish up our presentation. Let's finish up here with reports. The report tab, this is what gives you tools to generate and access different reports related to the project. So you can create custom reports on bidding, on activity, on project progress, and other metrics, providing you valuable insight that can help you with decision making. So it's a powerful feature to maintain oversight and ensure that project goals are met effectively. Let's talk a little bit about Autodesk Docs. And remember, the overall goal here is to show the interaction between Building Connected Pro and Autodesk Docs. So for those that may not be aware of it, Autodesk Docs is a cloud-based document management platform that centralizes the storage, organization, and sharing of project documents and data across teams. Okay. It's designed to improve collaboration by ensuring that all project stakeholders have access to the most up-to-date information, helping to reduce errors, streamline workflows, and also maintain version control throughout the project lifecycle. So you'll hear the terms like CDE for Common Data Environment or Single Source of Truth, okay? All synonymous with Autodesk Docs. As far as centralized document management or single source of truth, it provides a single platform for storing, organizing, and accessing all project documents. As far as enhanced collaboration, it facilitates seamless collaboration across project teams by making it easier to share documents. And as far as improved project efficiency, it really streamlines workflows by enabling quick access to necessary documents and data, and it helps keep the projects on schedule and within budget. So let's do a short demo of Autodesk Docs. One thing I want to point out to you, if I jump back over to projects, and I'll select on East Residence Hall here. I am currently inside a Building Connected. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to log into ACC Docs. Oops, I don't want to do that. I'll do it right here. Project I'm going to look for is this project right here. And I'm going to jump over into Docs. So one of the first things about Autodesk Docs is the file management system. From here, we can create a number of folders that we want to use to help organize our project. Now, one of the things you'll notice when you click on the three little dots here after each folder name, notice right down here it says permission settings. With permission settings, I can control who can see what inside of Docs. I can control what they can see and what they can do. So in this example with project files, you'll see people like Aaron and Mark and Owen listed, and they're project administrators. If I come down here and I select on the General tab, you notice that Aaron, Mark, and Owen are here too. But now if I select on the PDF folder, you'll notice that we have some additional people. So I've got Andrew and Mary and Steve here. So if either of those people were to log into the project, Andrew, Mary, and Steve would only see the PDF folder. They would not see the other folders because I've not given them permission. Now that they all can see this folder, you'll also notice that I've set up different permission levels for them. So Andrew simply has the permission to view files. Can't do anything more than that except view files. Mary has the ability to view the files, but she can also create files. While Steve has even more permission. He can view files, he can create files, he can also edit files. And so those are just 3 levels of permissions. There's actually a total of 6 here. So view only, view and download, view, download, publish markups, view, download, publish markups, and upload. And then finally we have edit and manage. So we have the ability that we can control what people can see and what they can do once they log into Docs. A nice feature that we also have the ability to monitor what people are doing is we have the ability to monitor activity. So I've got a file here where it's been uploaded 23 times. But what I'm going to do here is click on the 3 little dots and you'll see it says View File Activities. And now I can look at all the activities related to this file. I could go all the way back to when this file was first uploaded. In fact, if I go back to where it says last 3 months, you can see right here when I modified this file, and then when I moved it, then when I copied version 5, then when I copied version 21. You can see when I added it to some packages. So we're able to monitor and track all activity when it comes to using Autodesk Build. I mentioned the versioning. In the past, when I used to be a BIM manager, I was always very frustrated with people uploading BIM files and then saving them by dates, creating a folder and saving them by dates. And it was very frustrating because back in the day, our file servers were not as big. But here we have unlimited storage. So with Autodesk Docs, you have unlimited storage. And if I select on the V23 here, you'll notice every time that file has been updated, I can go back to a previous version. In fact, I've got the date and time in which those files were uploaded. If you notice right up at the top here, it says version 23, which was uploaded, but then I decided to restore version 5. And it's got the date and time in which I did that. And then I decided to restore version 23, just showing you that we have the ability to go back to previous versions if needed. In fact, if I come over here, I could copy an old version, I can export it, I can add it to a package, I can download it, or I can make it current. So the history is there. We don't have to worry about files being overwritten because we could always go back to the previous version. And everything I'm showing you here is actually outside of IT. This is up to the user or to the project administrator to be able to do that. Go ahead and close this up. I'll do something really quick here just to show you this version compare. I'll show this to you in a model, but this very well could be a PDF document as well. But I'll show it to you here as a model because I typically show this more on the design side. But I did want to let you know that if you come up here, you can always do a version compare. And I'm going to compare version 5 and 6 with each other. So I'll go ahead and select as soon as I can find my versions here. There's version 6, and I'll go ahead and pick version 5. And we'll just do the interior walls here real quick. Again, this could be a 2D plan. I'm showing it as a 3D model, but it could easily have been a 2D plan. It could also be a PDF document. But what I want you to see here is I am comparing two different versions of a model. And notice how it's color coding. In green, it's showing objects that have been added. So from version 5 to version 6, a new wall was added, including 2 new doors. In version 5, we had doors here, but then they were removed. So these doors were removed. And the only thing left here is to show what's modified. So this wall was not new and it wasn't removed, but if I select on it, I can actually come over here and see what's changed. Now, if you take a look real quick here, there used to be a door right here. Then the new door was placed here. If I want to look back at the old version, I'll come over to this, and there's how it looked in the old version, and here is how it looked in the new version. So I'm demonstrating this with some architectural doors. This very well could be MEP structural. It very well could be a PDF document that went through some changes. But the versioning compare is a really big deal. And finally, the last thing I'll just show you in here, and there's so much more to show you here inside of Docs, like for files and specifications and reviews and transmittals. But the next thing that I'll just show you here is when it comes time to sharing files. When I select on files and I come up here and I hit the share button, I could actually share the files with some project members, people who are already members of this project, and say, hey, here's some files I want you to look at. Or I could also share it with anyone with this link. Now, this is a public link, and this is a feature that has to be turned on in a project. By default, it's turned off. But I do have the ability that if I select a file and I select this option that says share with anyone with the link, Down here, I would put in the person's email address. And this can be anyone I want it to be. Okay? They don't have to be a member of the project. If you're going to do something like this, okay, you are forced to select an expiration date. And so in this case, the expiration date is September 10th, but I could extend it out to the 24th if I want. I also have the option right here that says always the latest current version, meaning whenever somebody clicks on the link, whether they click on it today or 2 weeks from now, it'll always download whatever version's current. Remember, the version numbers increase. Or I could say only share the version that was current at the time of fixing, time of sharing. And so let's just say that I was on version 5 when I shared a document, and I use this option. If I get up to version 10 and somebody clicks on the link, they will still only get version 5. So it's important to understand we have a lot of control when it comes to sharing our files publicly. Okay. So I'm not going to bother sharing that document. Actually, you know what? I will share it real quick just to show you in case you ever wanted to turn it off. So I'll put in here, and I'll say anyone@gmail.com, and I'll say send it. By the way, the system won't know if that email address is active or not. Okay, it just knows to send it. But you'll notice over here, this is where it's telling you that these files are being shared with the public. And if you want to delete the link, you could do that. Okay. All right, so that's it. That's a very high-level overview of some of the features with Autodesk Docs. All right. Well, the whole purpose of this presentation is now talk about connecting files from bidding to construction. So, like Building Connected Pro, you're now able to upload RFP documents with, and from there you can transfer them to folders and files and to docs. And we can use this from estimating and pre-construction. You can easily hand this off to operations. So I'm going to show you how we're going to take the information from Building Connected Pro to Autodesk Docs next. So, and then one more slide. So why are we doing this? Because the integration establishes a single source of truth. Single source of truth for both BC Pro and Autodesk Docs. And it saves the team's time and effort. So teams no longer need to search for documents between estimating and project management, and this leads to a smoother handoff between both teams. All right, so let me show you how we configure that and set that up. Okay. So I'm going to jump back into my East Residence Hall project, but I'm going to take a step back to projects, and I'll create a brand new project, or I'll start to, and I'll show you one way of linking this to Autodesk Docs. And then I'll jump into an existing project, and I'll show how I've linked this to an existing Autodesk Docs project. So within the project section of Building Connected, if I hit New Project, right here I can assign the project number. I can give this a project name. I'll go ahead and call this one Acme Incorporated. I can proceed to fill out the rest of this information for Building Connected. Okay. And you can see there's a lot of information that we can put in here. But for now, I'm just going to worry about the project name, which is Acme Inc. And if you look over here on the right-hand side, you'll notice it says Link to Autodesk Construction Cloud. And here's a link right here. I have two options. I can link this to a new ACC project, or I can link this to an existing ACC project. If I select this option, that ACC project has to be existing. Now, this does take about a minute to process and find all my ACC projects, so I won't bother to go through the steps of picking an existing project, but you'll see a list of them, and then you can select the project you want to link to. Instead, I'll jump back over here to say link to new project. From here, it recognizes that my account name It does give me the option to pick a ACC Cloud template project. Okay, if you have templates, great. If you don't, highly recommend that you create some templates. I can go ahead and enter in the project number, which, since I don't have it here, this one is blank too. But I did want you to notice that it did recognize the project name. So it will create a brand new project with the same name, a new ACC project with the same name as the Building Connected project. And then I can proceed to select on the project type, the address, and so on. Since I've already done that on another project, I won't do that here. I don't want to take the time to wait for that to develop. So I'll go into my East Residence Hall project. And now that I'm here, I need to come over to this tab right here that says Information. And when I come over to Information, it's a little hard to see, but it's right down here. Let's see if I can make that a little bit bigger. And you can see that I'm currently linked to the East Residence Hall Phase 2 project. So the steps that I went through earlier allowed me to link to a brand new project. In this case, this project, my Building Connected project, is called East Residence Hall, but in ACC, I had one called East Residence Hall Phase 2. So it doesn't have to be the exact same name, but the projects are now linked. Now, if I come over to Files, this is what you can expect to see. These folders were originally part of Building Connected. And I'm able to upload files here, and I could review the files. I can open them just like I did when I was in Docs. Okay, very similar to what I did in Docs. But now this has been linked to Autodesk Docs. There was one more step which I couldn't show you. It did ask me, it says, where do I want to put all my bidders folders? All these folders, where do I want to put it? So I picked a specific folder in the Docs side. So let me show that to you. I will come over here and say, go to Autodesk Docs. Notice it says all bidders. And now here's my East Residence Hall Phase 2. And if I come down here to the shared folder, I purposely told it to put the all bidders folder here in the shared. I could have picked anywhere, but I put it under shared. And if I select on it, you'll notice my folders, and here's some files that are in here. If I come over to upload files, and I'm just going to upload any file right here, I'll grab this approved submittal, and I'll select that one. I'm using just plain old Autodesk Docs right now. And you can see that it is now uploading a document here. If I jump back over into Building Connected, which I'll do right now, I'm now back in Building Connected. Okay. If I hit refresh, you now see down here, here's that approved air handling unit. So it's keeping the file sections in sync between Autodesk Docs and Building Connected. And finally, if I wanted to delete these files right here, and I'll go ahead and hit delete. If I delete it in one location, it's going to go ahead and delete it in the other location too. All right. So there we go. Any questions?
Yes, we do have. The first question here is from Lee. He said, I'm looking for a solution to sync files from our job folders, parentheses, SharePoint, and share current erection drawings with our field leaders' iPads. Might Autodesk Docs be a solution?
You could use, you got a couple different options. You could use Autodesk Docs. If you're going to do Docs, you will have to invite people as members to the project and then give them permission to folders. That's one way to do it. What was the beginning part of that? Linking it to, did you say OneDrive?
Solution to sync files from our job folders, SharePoint, and share current drawings.
Okay. Yeah, SharePoint. There's also two other ways to do that. You can do that with a product called FileSync. That's a product that we sell called FileSync, and that will synchronize from Autodesk Docs to other sources out there, which SharePoint, I think OneDrive, a few others. Off the top of my head, I've just forgotten. But that would be a solution that we've generated. Makes it very easy for you to sync files back and forth between other document management systems out there. There is a third choice, which is called ACC Connect. And ACC Connect does require you to write a program to synchronize files back and forth between systems. We have some customers who do that, but that's what our FileSync does already. We've already programmed FileSync to do that. ACC Connect will require you to write the program. Heads up, they call them recipes. They don't call them programs, they call them recipes. So you have to write a recipe to say, hey, copy from SharePoint for a project, copy from SharePoint to Docs, or copy from Docs to SharePoint, or vice versa. You will have to program it to do that. But I would suggest you take a look at FileSync on our website, and we're happy to do a demonstration of FileSync for you.
Yep, and I did put that in the chat to those pages as well.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so next question. How can BC Pro work with other tools such as Dodge to find bids to work on? Does BC work with Dodge?
So there is a product related to BC Pro. It's called Bidboard Pro, and you can track invitations to bid through the bidding process. It does have a tool for adding external invites, like from Dodge. So if you need to sub a subcontractor out, those invites, there's a connection where you can take the Bidboard invitations to bid and push it over into BC Pro. So there is a way to do that. You will have to use another tool called Bidboard Pro, which is just a similar product to Building Connected Pro.
Fantastic. And so the files linked to BC Pro and Autodesk Docs, are they permanent? And does an update to one update the other?
Yes. Remember, it's kind of like a single source of truth, and I kind of showed that at the end. So I add a file, it adds to the other location. If I delete a file, I delete it. Strictly speaking, you can say, well, it's syncing between the two, and it's acting like a single source of truth. The good news is both the file section in Building Connected Pro and Docs look nearly identical. So once you learn one, the other one, you pretty much already know how to use it. So is it permanent? It's permanent until you decide to tell it to stop being permanent, I guess is a good way to kind of summarize it.
Gotcha. And the last question here. What is the purpose of specifications in Docs?
Let's see. And you guys are still seeing my screen?
Yep, we see it.
So the specification section, which is included with Docs, you can upload specifications, and I'm going to pick a different project here. So right here. You can upload a spec book, and what it will do is it will review that spec book. The specifications here, this comes from like a 900-page spec book. It broke it up into each of the individual divisions as well as each individual section. And so if you're looking for specific information about, let's say, plumbing, piping, insulation, when you select on it, I've got, 5 pages here about plumbing and piping insulation. And so the idea here is that I can get to right to a specific section in a spec book, and I could review the specifications. Okay.
Fantastic. All right, so it doesn't look like we have any more questions, but I did throw on the screen there for you guys if you are interested. To learn more about Graitec training and services, you can click right there on that link. You can also answer the poll question, yes, you're interested in training. And I do want to thank you for joining us today. I hope it was meaningful and impactful for you and your businesses. And we look forward to seeing you at future webinars. And Mark, as always, thank you so very much for joining us as well.
Thanks, everyone.